Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be telling you guys my ideas of what you can do with an anthropology degree. So let's get right into it. So we all have those family members. Sometimes not so much your current siblings, up to my new generation. We all have those family members, the aunts, the uncles, the older aunts and uncles, the grandparents, the great grandparents, who you eventually when you're in college, you telling them your major, and eventually you get that one question: what can you do with that degree? It's the most annoying question I think I ever heard. I heard it so many times in my family. I think I've heard it from aunts, grandparents, and I think my mom said it once too, but she good with me with everything I want to do now. But you always get that in the family. I don't know why. I think it's because back in the day, all they knew was work, 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 make your money, you go home. That's what they thought. It's a new generation. You could do so much with degrees now, and that's what I'm here to tell you guys. Now, a lot of people might not even know about anthropology to know what can you do with this degree. I'm majoring in anthropology. Before this, I was a biology major, and then when I was in my 2 year, I also majored in biology, health science. So the whole goal, which crazy is, I'm here to tell you the background. It changed. It's so crazy what happened. So when I left high school, I went to a 2 year to grow my GPA, to raise my GPA, and I was majoring in biology, health science, and I was taking all my biology courses because I was going to be a doctor. Guys, I wanted to be a doctor before this. So I wanted to specifically go, I wanted to be an OBGYN. I wanted to be a doctor. That was the goal for me. So I went to a 2 year, I majored in biology, entered their 2+2 program, which I would go to UCA after that. And I was taking microbiology. I took microbiology with lab, which is probably my favorite lab. I absolutely loved microbiology. Never took anything like that. It was scary, but I love scary things. So working with bacteria was really fun. So I did that. I did earth science. I did biology, chemistry. Had to take all these different courses for my major. Like, it was no joke. So I came to UCA, majored in biology, and I was getting all good until physics killed me, and that's what made me wake up. I was like, obviously I'm not that good. I was not doing that good. I was not an A or B student up in biology, y'all. I was like, it's the math. It was the physics that killed me, and the chemistry. I was like, there's something, I'm just not getting the math parts of it. You know what I'm talking about, y'all. So I actually had to tell myself I'm not that good at it, and I had to figure out what I want. So it was there was always this question. I always kind of knew I wanted to do anthropology, but I didn't know the name of it. And it wasn't until I actually researched it and found out that there's actually a word for this. When I was growing up, I always asked, for some reason, I have these outer body experiences. When you ask yourself, what is this life? Are we really human? Are we alive? That still happens to these days. This still happens to this day. So it's kind of is that like deja vu? Kind of. And there's a word for that too. I always ask, who was here before us? That always was in my mind. But I just never thought to I never thought there was a word for this. So when I started researching, I was like, I gotta change my major. I'm not good at biology or not good at physics. God, not good at the math. There gotta be something else, because I know there's something. There's something I want to do, but I can't put my finger on it. And I started researching, then I found it, and then I was like, oh my God, this is. I was also worried because I was like, what can I do with it? But when I figured out, I was like, okay, I was like, it's now or never, because I know what I want to do. I just want to figure out where we came from. And that's how I got to anthropology. So my first class was intro to anthropology. Obviously, you got to take intro to anything. Y'all, I learned so much in this class, and I was the only one. I used to stay after. It was during COVID, so we had it online, which sucked. But it didn't suck that I love the class because we was face to face. But I wish I would love to be in person. But COVID, we was out of school, so we had no choice. So I was taking the classes, and every class period, I would stay after the whole class and have a full hour-long section with my session with my professor, and talk about things we talked about in the class, because he'll always ask if we had questions, which a lot of people never did. But I'm always curious. And when we got to hominid species, That's where I was intrigued. I was like, isn't it interesting that like these are questions I asked that like people think that we're the only people here. We were talking about like early hominid species. I'm like, I know that like we're not the only ones with chins. That's what we was talking about, different like facial structures. So stuff like that, Homo erectus, if you don't know, um, Rudolphus, so many Florensis, so many different like other species, y'all. So that's what you talk about in anthropology. So that's where I got hooked on. And it's so funny because he's not, my professor was the best. He still is the best. I still take classes with him. And I legit made a comment toward the end of the semester when I was like, we started talking about dirt because it's intro. You talk about it all. You got environmental anthropology. You talk about it all. So I was like, I just told him the truth. I was like, this is so boring. And it's only I said only the section about like I said I love the environment. I'm all climate, but I was so bored with that part because I only wanted to talk about the bones, the like early hominid species, like people who was here before us. That's the only thing I cared about. And that's how I figured out that's exactly what I want to study. So that's how I got into anthropology, y'all, and I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed ever since. So I after that I took biological anthropology, which y'all, the craziest class. I really wish I would have because we don't have so many professors at my school. I wasn't able to have a lab with that, but I know I will be taking more labs in graduate school with that, which is so cool, and field experience. So I took that class. I'm talking about mind blown, the best class in the world. You learn about everything with this, with everything I want to do. The biological parts, the different bone lengths of people before us, Neanderthals, Homo erectus, the difference Homo is two different Homo erectus, where they come from, China or Africa, so many. The people, these are all people thousands of years ago, like y'all. That's what I'm obsessed with about. That's the only thing I want to study is early hominid species. So I ended up taking archaeology as well, which is what you need because you got to figure out where to find these people. You got to figure out the location, how to dust. So I took archaeology. I took some fun anthropology classes, y'all. Piracy, that's so fun. Learning about real pirates. Seriously, they was real. Environmental anthropology, which was also in another amazing class. That was amazing, y'all. So there's just a little I said a little, but a little thing like just my background with anthropology so far, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. So there's some things you can do in anthropology. You know, you have evolutionary anthropology. That's what I'm specifically want to go to. Human evolution. How do we evolve? Where do we evolve from? Who was here before us? There's levels to this, y'all. That's what people don't understand. I have the craziest book as well. It's called Lucy. I had to do it for my in biological anthropology. I had to do it for a project, and I was so hooked on this book that shows. It's a thick book of pictures. It has skulls, craniums, bones. It's all bones of everything, like I think almost everything that they have found in the world, like the people who was here before us. Because it's not us. So this is the book, guys, and I just wanted her to show you like a couple of things that's in here. Look at this. This is things you learn in anthropology and archaeology. These are just this is Australopithecus, just different skulls. It shows you all the classifications of all these species. These are humans. And hominids, which are apes. So it shows you all this, like, it's a really cool book, guys, and all the handprints they found. This is all like famous archaeologists and anthropologists, everything they found. So it's a very cool book, guys. I definitely recommend it. If you're an anthropology major, you probably already seen this book, or you probably have to use it for a project. It's amazing, seriously, guys. So yeah, that's why I got hooked on that book, and I ended up buying it. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my God. And it's been there ever since, and I still look at it, and I'm going to look at it to the day I die. It's a beautiful book. It's going to go everywhere with me. That's necessary. It helped me on a project, and I love it. It's just so amazing. So that's what I want to study, specifically evolutionary anthropology. You also have social anthropology, linguistic. That is that like linguistics. That is when people, I believe like cultural anthropology, all that goes into a part when they like travel and they go with tribes. See, specifically, I'm not trying to do that. It's always good. I think it's really cool that you can like how People even interact with other tribes. I love it, but I don't want to do that specifically. It'd be cool to do on a project because I would love to like travel and meet them people in like a group of people with a group of like a class or something. But that's not what I want to focus on. But I really do love it. I think it's amazing that people do that. You also have specifically biological. I can say specifically because I'm trying to break it up. Biological anthropology, and that's the biological aspects like DNA stuff like that. So you're in like labs and stuff, which I also want to do. So I kind of want to mix all these together. So you also have environmental anthropology. I talked about that. That is all about the environment. I took that class last semester. It was amazing. We had to do like a lot of seed projects. You do a lot of stuff with the earth. You're recycling. You're learning how to recycle. Figuring out like why, like this kind of like the philosophy behind it. Why don't people care about the earth? We did a lot of stuff like that. Talking about why people like ruin things and why do they not care that we live in a beautiful place but they constantly ruin it, which we all knew and kind of concluded that humans are the problem. We knew that. So you also have, which I want to also do, is work in museums. You can work in a museum. I also want to do a museum curator. Yeah, I might have like 20,000 jobs because like I want to do so much with this degree. It's so much you can do with it, and you don't have to think about the money. It shouldn't be about the money. I personally think you should not have to be about the money. I just want to do something cool and figure out who was the first people, who was the first humans, because we know it was apes. It was animals, like not animals. It was apes were first. Not apes, y'all. We know that dinosaurs, obviously millions of years. I'm talking about hominin species, because apes are hominid. What did you say? Because Lucy was she was walking. She was hominid. Hominids are before us, obviously, because those are the monkeys, the apes. And then you got hominin species, which is us. And so on. Neanderthals, Homo erectus, everybody else. So yeah, I told y'all it's so much into this major. You learn so much and you get confused. Like like you get confused because there's so many people that you just never thought. I always thought it was, I'm pretty sure I still hear people talk about this. They talk about cave people. I'm like, it's Neanderthals. My teacher say Neanderthals, but some people also say Neanderthals. I'm gonna say Neanderthals. So, but yeah, they're cave people. That's what people call them. I'm like, they're not. They was actually smarter than us. They have bigger brains than us. They have bigger brains than us too. Doesn't mean they were smarter, but they weren't stupid. You know, people always say cave people slow, dumb. I hate the ads too. We talked about that too, y'all. Absolutely hate how they portray these people, because I'm like, yeah, they had bigger brains than us, but that's only because we're already evolved and that's where we came from. So you have to think of it like that. Y'all, this degree is amazing. It gets you thinking like that, and I can go on all day, and it makes me like, I go in a whole crazy loop thinking about like stuff like that. And like I said, it's a philosophy behind all of this. It's amazing. Seriously, it's amazing, guys. I absolutely love this degree. I don't, like I said, I don't think about the money, but there's so much you can do in it. You know, you do a lot of research. All I want to do is research. I want to travel, research, find skulls, which, you know something, it's people who actually don't even believe in digging up people. My sister went on, she kept on telling me. I think my mom said that too. She was like, I think people should leave them in there. They shouldn't have to. If they weren't found, how would we know like who was here before us? That's just how I look at it. It's not like you're digging up people from the 1800s, because that's not old enough. You think about it, they find, and it's laws to like digging these bones up. It has to be a certain time period, which is thousands of years ago. You also can't just dig up people in like just in anywhere. It's like laws to it now. But it's crazy because so much stuff has been found, and I'm like, I really want to hurry up and get this in my career, because I really want to find something. That's the number one goal. I want to find something myself and put my name on it. Not just for not for like the fame. I don't care about the fame, but like I legit want to find something myself. Even if it was the weapons, because they found like little spears, I think in America, like Yeah, I think they found some in like Southern America, like South area. Hmm. It's so much, y'all. But yeah, that's just a couple of things. And when I said I wanted to work in a museum, I would love to be a museum curator as well. I love artifacts. You talk about a lot of artifacts in anthropology. That's why when I go overseas, I want to go to the Pitt Rivers Museum. I gotta visit that place. Guys, if you don't know what that is, look that up. You will go insane. I'm gonna put the name up here too. The Pitt Rivers Museum. I gotta go. It's on my bucket list soon. I'm going to that. So, and I would love to have an internship there too. Like that's, oh my God, there's so much to look forward to in anthropology. I just don't think people actually think about it. But if you're curious about it, if you want a good major, this is definitely one to go into. It's a very interesting major, and it will get you thinking, and you will probably be crazy the rest of your life, and that's a good thing. So, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. I already made myself crazy talking about all this stuff again. I love keeping my brain healthy and up to date. So I constantly talk about anthropology to keep me in it, because I wasn't able to take any anthropology classes this semester, and I cried almost, y'all. I was like, what? Because I couldn't go on campus this semester. But I'm back next semester, and I'm going to be taking some archaeology classes about mounds and stuff. And that's where they be finding stuff at, in different mounds. So it's going to be really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will let you guys finally get out of my face. Bye.